Good morning students, welcome once again to online video class conducted by PCHSS Barkada. In our last class we had, I have discussed about what? No, environmental issue of which portion? Water pollution. Now air pollution, water pollution, to two parts of environmental issue chapter is already completed. Has been already completed. Now today I am going to discuss about depletion of ozone and ozone. Okay, what is called ozone? Ozone, as we know, ozone, it is a triatomic gas. What it is called? Triatomic gas. It is triatomic gas, and it is a form of oxygen. It is a form of oxygen. Okay, ozone. It is a triatomic gas. It is a form of ozone. Now, what is ozonosphere? Ozonosphere. You have to write the definitions of ozonosphere. It is a layer of the presence. It is a layer of the presence of ozone from the distance of equator to the stratosphere. Stratosphere. It is a layer of the presence of ozone from the distance of equator to the stratosphere, where the ozone gas is present. It is a layer. It is a layer of the presence of ozone from the distance of equator to the stratosphere, where the ozone gas is present, and the distance extends from 15 to 50 kilometer. From distance extends from 52 kilometer from equator, and the distance extends from 50 to 50 kilometer from the equator. That is called what? The ozonosphere. Okay. Now, so how ozone gets formed in atmosphere? So formation of ozone exhibits two kinds of reaction. One is photodissociation and another one is what? No. One is photodissociation and another one is generation. Photodissociation and generation. What is called photodissociation? Photodissociation and generation. Here, ozone, while it reacts with ultraviolet radiation, when it interacts with ultraviolet radiation, which is present abundant in where? No? In stratosphere and troposphere, the ozone, it breaks to form oxygen plus nascent oxygen. From left to right, it is what? No? Photodissociation. Photodissociation. And from right to left, it is what? No? Generation. It is generations. Okay. So the formation of ozone exhibits two kinds of reaction. That is what? No? Photodissociation and generation. As we know, ozone is abundant in which layer of the atmosphere? In troposphere and stratosphere. As we know, how many layers are there in atmosphere? 7 layers are there. First is troposphere. How many layers? First is what? No? Troposphere. Number 2, stratosphere. Number 3, mesosphere. Number 4, thermosphere. Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, ionosphere. Number 6 is exosphere. 6 here: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. So the layer between the stratosphere, so this layer is what? This is what? The troposphere, and this layer is stratosphere. Troposphere and stratosphere. Between the layer of stratosphere and troposphere, the thickness of which it is present showing what? No? It is ozone layer. What it is called? No? Ozone layer. What it is called? Ozone layer. So ozone layer having two kinds in ozone layer. Two kinds of ozones are present. One is good ozone and another one is what? No, bad ozone. Good ozone and bad ozone. Good ozone and bad ozone. Now, good ozone is present in stratosphere. Where it is present? It is present in stratosphere. And bad ozone, it is present in troposphere. Troposphere. Good ozone present in stratosphere and bad ozone is present in troposphere. Why good ozone? Why good ozone? Because good ozone reflects back the ultraviolet radiation. Reflects back the ultraviolet radiation. Which kind of ultraviolet? Ultraviolet C. So how many types of ultraviolet are there? 3 types of ultraviolet rays are producing from the solar radiation. That is called ultraviolet A, ultraviolet B and ultraviolet C. Ultraviolet A, so ultraviolet A having a wavelength of 320 to 400 nanometer. This is what the ultraviolet A. Next one is ultraviolet B. This is ultraviolet B having a range of 280 to 320. And ultraviolet C, it is the shortest wavelength. Which one? Ultraviolet C is having what? The shortest wavelength. This is ultraviolet A. This is ultraviolet B having a range of 280 to 320 nanometer. 280 to 320 nanometer. And ultraviolet C having a range of 200 to 280. 200 to 280 nanometer. Which one? Ultraviolet C. Ultraviolet A, ultraviolet B and ultraviolet C. How many ultraviolets are there? 3 ultraviolets are there. Ultraviolet A, ultraviolet B and ultraviolet C. Now ultraviolet A 320 to 400 nanometer having a wavelength of 320 to 400 nanometer and ultraviolet B 280 to 320 nanometer and ultraviolet C having 200 to 280 nanometer. Okay, so which is the shortest wavelength? Ultraviolet C having the shortest wavelength. And which ultraviolet completely reach to the surface of the earth? That is ultraviolet A. Which one? Ultraviolet A. And ultraviolet B also reaching to the surface of the earth, but not so completely. Okay, which one? Ultraviolet B. So which ultraviolet reaches on the surface of the earth? That is one, ultraviolet A. But ultraviolet C does not penetrate on the surface of the earth. Why? Because it gets reflected back on the stratosphere having which kind of ozone? Good ozone. Okay? Ultraviolet C is having what? The shortest wavelength. Now, so photodissociation and generations forming what? No, ozone. Ozone photodissociate to form oxygen and nascent oxygen. Again, oxygen and nascent oxygen reacts together to form, generate to form what? No, ozone. Okay? So two kinds of reactions are taking place to form what? No, ozone in the atmosphere. Now, the thickness of ozone is 0.29 centimeter at equator and 0.40 centimeter at the polar ends, which is calculated at the end of the winter, which is calculated at the end of winter, which is calculated at the end of winter. The thickness of ozone is, that means the thickness of ozone is 0.29 centimeter at equator and 0.40 centimeter at the polar end, which is calculated at the end of winter. Okay, so remember it. What is the thickness? So question will arise in this way also. What is the thickness of ozone at equator? That is 0.29 centimeter, and thickness of ozone at polar end is 0.40 centimeter. Okay. Now, the ozone layer is measured by Dobson spectrometer. Which kind of spectrometer? spectrometer. Dobson spectrometer, and is expressed in Dobson unit, and is expressed in what? Dobson unit. So 1 Dobson unit equal to 0.01 millimeter. Okay, this is the unit of what? No, this is the unit to measure the thickness of ozone. Okay, so 1 Dobson unit equal to 0.01 millimeter, and the measuring method is what? No, Dobson spectrometer. Okay, and its unit is what? No, Dobson unit. Clear? Now this over. Next, ozone hole. What? Ozone hole. What is called ozone hole? Ozone hole. Ozone hole is declining the thickness. Ozone hole. Declining the thickness of ozone. Declining the thickness of ozone. Declining the thickness of ozone at the polar end. At the polar end is called ozone hole. Is called ozone hole. So, which gases are responsible for the formation of ozone hole? Which gases are responsible for the formation of ozone hole? The simple example is that, no, that is one of synthetic gases. Which kind of gases? Synthetic gases. Synthetic gases are what? Chlorofluorocarbon. Which gas? Chlorofluorocarbon. Now, synthetic gas is responsible for the formation of ozone hole. Synthetic gases. Synthetic gases like which one? CFCs. CFCs is what? Chlorofluorocarbon. Chlorofluorocarbons. Okay? Synthetic gases, that is one, chlorofluorocarbons along with CH4 and N2O. So these are the associated gases with what? Chlorofluorocarbon forming what? Synthetic gases. So mainly the synthetic gas, the components of the main synthetic gases are what? Chlorofluorocarbons along with methane and nitrous dioxide. The nitrous oxide. Okay? Next. So these are the components which are responsible for the depletion of ozone. Okay? Now, chlorofluorocarbon. Now, how chlorofluorocarbon? Now, what is the chlorofluorocarbon from which? From where does it get emits? So, these are the gases are mainly found in the coolants, refrigerators and air conditioners. Okay? AC, coolants, refrigerators release such kind of gases. Release synthetic gases. Which gases? Synthetic gases. Synthetic gases. Okay? Now, chlorofluorocarbon. So, ozone hole was first discovered. Who discovered ozone hole? Ozone hole discovered by Dr. F.C. Farman. Who discovered ozone hole? Ozone hole was discovered by British scientist Dr. Joy C. Farman in 1985. In 1985 at Antarctica. Where? At Antarctica. At Antarctica. Ozone hole was discovered by British scientist Dr. Joy C. Farman in 1985 at Antarctica. Now, how chlorofluorocarbons helps to form ozone hole? Here is the simple equation I am showing you now. How chlorofluorocarbons get dissociates. Now, chlorofluorocarbon CFCl3. This is the structure. So this is the chemical formula of chlorofluorocarbon. When it reacts with ultraviolet radiation, which ultraviolet? Ultraviolet A and B, not ultraviolet C. Ultraviolet A and B. Remember it. Ultraviolet A and B. Okay, why? Because ultraviolet A and B is just penetrating to the surface on the earth, that is what, troposphere and stratosphere. But ultraviolet C is not penetrating on the surface. Okay, so ultraviolet C is not forming forming what? No, chlorofluorocarbon to ozone. Okay, now CFCl3, CFCl2 plus Cl. Next Cl2 ultraviolet, CFCl plus Cl. Okay, next Cl plus ozone. This chlorine atom. Now this chlorine atom will now reacts with what? Ozone. Where it is present? It is present in the stratosphere. Where it is present? Stratosphere. Stratosphere. Ozone. Now Cl plus O3 forming what? ClO plus O2. ClO plus O2. Again ClO plus ozone. Forming what? Cl plus 2O2. This is the complete equation forming of what? Chlorine atom. Which atom? Chlorine atom. One chlorine atom. So in chlorofluorocarbon, which gas is responsible for depleting the ozone layer? That is what? Chlorine gas. Which gas? Chlorine gas, which is forming from chlorofluorocarbon. And how it is forming? Chlorofluorocarbon reacts with ultraviolet radiations to form CFCl2. Again CFCl2 reacts with ultraviolet to form CFCl plus chlorine. Again chlorine, that chlorine will react with ozone, which it is present in the stratosphere. Okay, it form what? ClO. What it is forming? ClO and oxygen. Now ClO again reacts with ozone to produce what? Chlorine atom. Now chlorine atom. Why chlorine atom is responsible for the ozone depletion? Now this, so it is the reactions which it has formed chlorine, and chlorine forming what? One chlorine atom produces 1 lakh molecules of ozone into oxygen. Now remember it. This is a very important point to remember. Which one? One chlorine atom produces 1 lakh molecule of ozone into oxygens. Okay? Now, ozone depletions. Over. Now, one chlorine atom produces 1 lakh molecule of ozone into oxygen. Now, one chlorine atom, as you know, chlorine is responsible for the depletion of ozone. Another important question. Formation of ozone hole at the polar region of Antarctica. Why? Antarctica. Why ozone hole is formed in Antarctica? Why? Formation of ozone hole at the polar region of Antarctica. Now I am going to explain why ozone hole is particularly formed in Antarctica region. Now this is what the North Pole, and this is South Pole, and this is one the East, and that is one the West. Okay? As we know, the developing nations like USA, Canada, Russia, Japan, these are the developing nations which are releasing which kind of gases? CFCl. Which one? CFCl. Okay, CFCl3. Which gas is CFCl3? That is what? Chlorofluorocarbon. Which gas is? Chlorofluorocarbon. While they are emitting the gases, chlorofluorocarbons, they are emitting the chlorofluorocarbons. While they are emitting the chlorofluorocarbons from the industries of the developing nations like USA, Canada, Russia, and Japan, these chlorofluorocarbons will just penetrate to the troposphere layer and will just go above to the surface of stratosphere. This is the stratosphere layer, and this is what? No, troposphere. This is the stratosphere layer. This is the below layer of the stratosphere, and this is the above layer of troposphere. So ozone hole is present in this particular area where the below layer of stratosphere and above layer of troposphere. While the CFCl gas is penetrating out over the surface of ozone. Okay, eastward. It will move towards to the eastward. Not from north to eastward. It will move towards to the eastward with a wind kind of current. Wind currents called polar vortex. What it is called? Polar vortex. What is polar vortex? It is a current of wind which it is moving out from north towards to the east while it is reaching to the Antarctic region, towards the Antarctic region, and at the time of June to August at Antarctica, that is one of winter season. June to August, this is which kind of season? Winter season. Okay. So at Antarctica, June to August having which kind of season? Winter season. While the chlorofluorocarbon is reaching towards to the southern pole of Antarctica region with the help of polar vortex, the wind current in this particular area during winter season. Which season? During winter season. Polar vortex during winter season having minus 85 degrees Celsius. Which temperature? Minus 85 degrees Celsius. Now minus 85 degrees Celsius is responsible for the conversion of chlorofluorocarbon to chlorine. Why? Chlorofluorocarbon is coming from developing nations and it is moving towards to the eastward and subsequently it is moving towards to the southern pole. That is called Antarctica. By which kind of current? Wind current. That is called what? A polar vortex. And that time during the month of June and August, having which kind of season? Winter season. In that particular season, the temperature goes down below minus 85 degrees Celsius. Minus 85 degrees Celsius, and this minus 85 degrees Celsius will be responsible for the formation of ice cloud. Responsible for the formation of ice clouds. Formation of ice clouds. At which temperature? Minus 85 degrees Celsius. And these conditions, they will not allow us to move the other air towards it. Where? Towards Antarctica. Okay? Towards Antarctica, when there will be a temperature of minus 85 degrees Celsius forming ice cloud, and during that time it will inhibit other air currents to come towards it. Okay? Now, while the condensation is taking place, when the condensation will take place? When the solar radiation forms, solar radiations. During spring, when the temperature just increasing up from the winter season from minus 85 degrees Celsius to when the temperature is increasing, and at that time the ice clouds will condense to form ozone hole. Okay, this is the called one ozone hole. Ozone hole is forming at which region? At Antarctica region. Again I am explaining you. So chlorofluorocarbon is coming out from the developing nations. It is just penetrating out from the stratosphere and going towards to the eastward, from north to eastward by which kind of current? Wind current called, that is what a polar vortex. While it is coming down to the southern poles, and at that particular time the temperature is minus 85 degrees Celsius, and at the formation of ice cloud, minus 85 degrees Celsius is very conducive for the formation of what? No? Ice clouds. Okay. During which month? During June to August, when there is winter. When there is winter at Antarctica. After June and August, then after what? No? Solar radiation is coming, and solar radiation is falling onto the surface of southern pole in which time? That is on the spring season. Which season? Spring season. And spring season comes mostly at September to October. From September to October. These 2 months is responsible for the formation of ozone hole. Okay. Now solar radiation, while it is falling, while the temperature is increasing up, solar radiation is also increasing, and at that time the ice clouds will get condensed. Okay. Then the ice cloud will condense with the help of chlorine atom, and that chlorine will now destroy the ozone hole. Okay. Which will destroy? It will destroy the ozone hole, and in this particular area ozone hole get forms. Okay, this is the formation of ozone hole at the polar region of Antarctica, and the formation of ozone hole at the Antarctica. Clear? Okay. Now question will get arise in this way also. Why the formation of ozone hole at Antarctica. So you have to show the diagram and you have to write down very descriptively. Okay. So finish depletion of ozones and formation of ozone hole at the polar region of Antarctica. Now international initiative to mitigate the concentration of gases on the atmosphere. What are the international initiative to mitigate the concentration of gases on the atmosphere? First one is what? No? First one is Montreal Protocol. What it is called? Montreal Protocol. Agreement was signed by developing nations. Agreement was signed by developing nations on 16th September 1987. When it was inaugurated? It was inaugurated in 16th September 1987. 16 September 1987. Which protocol? Montreal Protocol. Agreement was signed by developing nations to limit what? To limit the ODS. ODS is what? Ozone depleting substances. Okay? That is called Montreal Protocol. Next one is Earth Summit. Agreement signed by United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. In 1992 at Rio de Janeiro. Where? Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. To limit the greenhouse gases. Like CH4, N2O, CO2. Okay, this is what the Earth Summit. First is Montreal Protocol, next is Earth Summit, and next one is Kyoto Protocol. Agreement signed by 54 developing nations to limit the greenhouse gases below 5%. Where it is agreement signed by 54 developing nations to limit the greenhouse gases below 5% in Kyoto at Japan. In 2007. When? In 2007. Okay. So these are the international initiative to mitigate the concentration of gases on the atmosphere. Okay. So three protocol was there. So three protocol, that is what, Montreal Protocol, Earth Summit and Kyoto Protocol. Okay. So environmental issue chapter is over. Now on next chapter will be starting on the next next chapter will be starting, that is what, no, microbes in human welfare. Okay. So whatever I have given or whatever I have delivered the speech or whatever I have delivered the lecture, so you have to remember it and follow the notes which I had sent you in WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you.